What is up, my guys, my family guys? And this month we're going to dive into a little bit of money, right? And so, obviously, by today's title, you can say, wow, Kane, that's kind of harsh. And indeed it is. Why you're broke. And before we hop into it, guys, you best believe you must have your pen and pad notes. Be taking notes. And I'm going to say this every video, guys. Please take notes. And the reason why I'm telling you guys to take notes is because this is a school. Class is in session. I'm the teacher, but I'm going to teach you how to get out of being broke this month. Why? Because money involves 95% of people, guys. Money affects them. You have the 95, right? And then you have the 2.5% that money doesn't affect them, not because they're rich, but because they're so self-sustaining that they don't need uh, money to help buy them things. They already got their water source. The only thing they might have to pay is money for is taxes, depending on if they do or not. You know what I'm saying? But in this day and age, somebody's gonna tax you, right? Um, and then you have the other 2.5% guys, and the other 2.5% guys, they don't have to worry really necessarily about money. They can sell all their assets, put that money in the SP 500, or put it in an Ally bank account, or you know what I'm saying, divvy it up, or put it in bonds, guys, and they will never really have to worry about it for the rest of their lives, or their grandchildren's lives, guys. Money is the greatest invention ever created. Money is the greatest invention ever created, but also the worst. It is the greatest because when we went from earlier stages of humanity, from bartering to what we have today is currency, fiat currency. It's the greatest, but also the worst invention. It's the greatest because if if Cain has an apple orchard, you guys do roofs. One day my roof goes bad on my house. I only feeling like giving you 3 bushels of apples, 3 bushels of apples. And you're like, no, Kane, that definitely is actually 6 bushels that you owe me for doing your roof. And I'm like, no, I think the work that you guys only did with 3. Well, when money came along, money said, hey, how much do I have to pay you? Oh, this is going to cost you $5,000. Okay, okay, right? No, this is the price. We're not going to argue about how many bushels of apples I have to give you that you seem fit to, X amount of dollars, right? Right. That's the price. That's the price. If you don't like it, well, we have to go find somebody else, right? Right. So, what is money, guys? What is money? And the thing that freaks me out about a lot of people, I have like a lot of people that come over here. We do a lot of one-on-one, we do a lot of mentorship over here. And I ask them all this very question because usually a lot of people want to come over here for stocks or money help. Because that's a little bit where my expertise is at. And I ask them, what's money? What is money? And they don't really know. Money is debt. Money is debt. The reason why you get money is because somebody owes you a debt. The reason why you have to pay bills to somebody else is because you owe them a debt. Money is debt. Okay? Now, we're not going to really get in the metaphysical thing about money today. We're just going to talk about money strictly on the 3D plane. But money is debt, guys. And so when we go back into time and the fiat currency was created and the US dollar was created and stuff, we had what? We had to create what, guys? We had to create debt. And so the American dream, as far as I can remember, it changed. I would say it changed in the millennial generation, maybe a little bit of the generation before that, but pretty much the millennial generation, you can see actually the dream changed. Was back in those days, everybody said, you must buy a house. You must buy a home. Everybody needs a home. You must buy a house. A house, and then they'll entice you with all this stuff. A house is an asset. Wouldn't you like to own an asset? That's the greatest wealth builder there is. Uh, uh, and they don't realize that 15 to 30 years you're a slave. Why? Because you have to sit here and pay the bank back. Now, I'm not hating on you guys that own homes, guys. No, certainly not. But if you know you're going to sit there and live at your home for the remainder of that mortgage, right? Then that's when it becomes a viable option for you. Actually, it's probably pretty smart to buy a home than just to pay rent, right? He needs a home, right? So there's the product. We sold them the American dream at that point, right? And we inflated home and what home prices what did nothing but what inflate. Now what was in my parents' generation, as in they can come out here and buy a house or a home for under 100K. Now in my generation, we had to cough up close to $250,000 for actually decent home, or it might be under $250,000, but you're gonna have to put a decent amount of work into it. So on average, you're looking at $250,000, guys. Even in these small towns, even in these rural areas, we're not even talking about big city. I mean, if you want to go to California and stuff like that, be confident to hand over a couple million or $1 million at least, right? And so, as it got on further and further, I would say the millennial generation, right? That's when it changed. And so, when it comes to fiat currency and creating debt, you can only create so much of a certain debt to all people. You can only create so much debt, right? And so then they had to re-emphasize the new product of how they're going to get the American people into debt. The new problem to get the American people into debt was college. College. How many of you guys in school had your teachers, hey, if you want to be something in life, you have to go to college? How many? A lot of people. I mean, I heard it all the time in school. Hey, if you want to be successful, if you want to be great in anything that you do, you must go to college. And look at college, guys. Look at college. There's people that used to pay, guys, like I'm serious. There's people that pay what our mothers and fathers paid for a home, their house, for what they pay in college. Just think about that. What some people pay in college today, right, would cost them what a home would cost our parents back in the day. Guys, you see what I'm saying? So it's like, and they can keep on inflating this so much. Well, what happened to the college degree? The college guys, I get paid more money than some of my peers that have college degrees, associates, bachelors, masters. Why? And we'll get into that later, guys. We'll get into that why later. But that is what money is. Money is debt. They're going to try to trap you with these products that they are going to they're going to trap you with these products that are going to make you prone to be like everybody else. Go to college, get the house, blah blah blah, do this. So the college can last, I would say, probably another couple more generations, you know what I'm saying? And then I think 2 more generations, and then eventually they'll be either coming out with a third product of how to entrap the American people. Rather that be a social credit score, rather that be a, you know what I'm saying, climate social credit score, whatever the case may be, guys. You are a slave. Remember that. If you have not watched the first video we created on this channel, the Jones Plantation, please go back and watch that video. Because you are a slave. We know money's debt now. We know the products they use to get us into debt, right? Rather it be housing or school or materialistic things, right? Oh, you're not cool if you don't have the iPhone. Oh, I don't have enough money to get the iPhone. Well, let me go into debt. Oh, I don't have. Oh, what? A vehicle, a car. Guys, there's so much avenues. There's so much products. You know what I'm saying? Well, you need this. Well, you need that. I'm not saying, guys, that don't come out here and buy some of these products. Guys, I pay a car payment. I'm not paying a $20,000, $30,000 car payment. No, guys. No. I pay under 200 bucks. Why? Because I got a car that's under 10 grand. Why? Because, Kane, you cannot afford a 30K vehicle. I don't, guys, if I'm making 100K a year, I could not afford a 30K vehicle. Some of you guys don't even know that rule. And so going into who controls money, because I don't want to get on a tangent. Who controls money? Well, back in the day, if you guys ever read a book called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, there's a chapter in there. I forget what the chapter was, but it was talking about the Federal Reserve Bank. And when I read this chapter, it made me want to dive deeper into what is the Federal Reserve Bank. So obviously, guys, we know the Federal Reserve Bank, they are kind of like the ones that are in control of how much money do we print. Should we print out more money? Should we print out less money? How is the economy doing? Do we raise interest rates? Do we lower interest rates? They are what dictates the economy in a way. Different levers to pull. Oh, we print out so much money. Well, let's raise interest rates. Right, guys? And that's what we're seeing today. Let's go down to the Federal Reserve Bank. The Federal Reserve Bank, guys, is, even though it's labeled Federal Reserve Bank, that's the name, it's not part of the federal government. Okay, it's not part of the federal government. You guys, you can look all this up. It's not part of the federal government. It's not a reserve. And what they mean by reserve, it's not like Fort Knox where they got a whole bunch of gold. And believe it or not, Fort Knox is probably empty. Right? There is no gold. There is no storage of precious metals or precious things in there, right? And a bank. You cannot go deposit money in this Federal Reserve Bank, and you cannot withdraw money out of this Federal Reserve Bank. If you look it up, actually, guys, if you look it up, if you don't believe me, look it up. The Federal Reserve Bank is a private corporation. Kane, what is a private corporation? Because a private corporation is, let's say you and me own a business. We got 50% ownership in the business, right? That is a privately owned corporation. Why? Because it's not publicly traded. You own 50%, I own 50%. So we take whatever the contract lays out, we both take 50% of the profits after everything's said and done, right? Correct? Correct. That is a private corporation. A public corporation is Apple, where their percentage of business owned is traded on what? The exchange. SoFi, Palantir, Coca-Cola, Microsoft. These are all publicly traded companies. These are that ownership that the public can purchase by purchasing shares, right? So that should freak you out. And you're like, hey, why should it freak me out? Because somebody owns the Federal Reserve Bank. Somebody owns it. Rather it be one person, or rather it be a couple families, or me and you. Somebody owns it. That should be scary. You should be alarmed by that. Somebody owns the rights to all the USD currency, all the fiat currency. That's scary. I think the world's going in the direction that it's going. Why? Because somebody controls the means of production. Somebody controls means of production. And so now that we went to, okay, we know what money is. We know that somebody owns the Federal Reserve Bank. We know what the Federal Reserve Bank is. It's a private corporation. Let's go down to the level that you are on. And it's like, why do you get paid what you get paid? Have you guys ever thought about that? You know, you guys just think you can come out here and work a job and they're just going to keep on continuously giving you a raise. They don't have to. Guys, I worked at jobs where when I got a promotion at one job and a raise, my yearly raise and a promotion, guys, you know how much I got? A 25-cent raise. They were saying, Kane, you're lucky you got that because I've been here for 3 years. I haven't got 1 cent. They don't have to give you a raise, guys. So, the reason why you get paid what you get paid, right, if you're working a job, right, and most of you are that are watching this, you're working a job, is because that you're paid into proportion, I would say majority of the proportion of the value you add to your company. That's the truth, guys. I'm sorry. Are there companies that can fork over? Yes, but the companies you're hired because you make them money, and they give you proportion. So like let's say my position, I save my company for what I do. Let's say I save my company, 150K a year, right? They're going to probably pay Kane what 40K, right? And so even though I'm saving them 100K a year, they're going to sit here and pay Kane 50K a year, right? See what I'm saying, guys? And so you get paid by how much value you add to your company. Now there's some companies out here that they're ripping you off. I'm sorry. But you're going to have that in the market. You're going to have that in the market, right? And so you get paid to a portion of your skills, right? So with that being said, you must look and say, how much skills do I have that are deemed valuable in the marketplace? If you don't have much, I suggest you learn skills, get these skills to make you more and more viable to the marketplace, guys. With the skills I learned at my current employer, guys, I can go somewhere else and make a few dollars more or $5 more somewhere else doing the same very job. Why? Because I built my skills up at this job, and I have the experience at this job to go take that experience and do what I do somewhere else. Okay? That's why you get paid what they do. Guys, I'm just going to let you know, you will never be rich. Listen to me. You will never be rich working for somebody else. I'm sorry, guys. Whoever told you that, they're lying to you. That's why they say go to college, get a degree, get a good job. You'll be well. No. No. You are a slave. Remember that, guys. And I'm not telling you this as a master. I'm telling you this as a slave myself. No, you are a slave. You will get paid the X amount of dollars, and that's all you'll have. And then when you guys, when we go into the next step, budgeting and doing all this and that stuff, guys, right? You realize, wow, I need to increase my skills. Maybe for my business, for my own business, or maybe for my current employer, maybe to get paid a little bit more, right? So that's why. And you guys can argue with me. I don't care if you're left, right wing, same bird, same this. Oh no, Kane, they're money hunt. But shut up. Just shut up. Okay? Because there's going to be some people that are going to argue with me as they're watching this video. Like, Kane, I'm just giving you guys the harsh reality. This is the harsh reality. Okay, guys? You are a slave. I wanted to let you guys know you are. This is what they think of you. This is why I do these videos, brothers and sisters. It's because I don't want you to be forced into that position. You are a slave. This is how they look at you. I don't want you to be that. I want you to be kings and queens in your own kingdom, right? And so, we know what money is. We know who controls it. We know everything from, A, what money is, right? Why you get paid the wage you do, right? And the skills and everything involved with that, okay? Now let's go into just the individual, me, okay? Guys, if you don't have a budget, if you're not investing, if you don't have side income, guys, I'm sorry. I'm just going to tell you guys, you will get left behind in this economy, in this life. Life moving forward, guys, you will get left behind. I'm sorry. You're like, Kane, the federal minimum wage hasn't changed in a very long time. Guys, because it's not supposed to. And you guys thinking that, well, let's change it to $15, $20. Guys, that's okay. But the funny thing is, and I'm just going to tell you that, your milk that's going to cost, that might cost $4 right now, $5 right now, it's going to go to $10, $20. Why? Because that's The company has to make money. And the people that are going to argue with me, guys, you don't know nothing about finance. I'm sorry, you don't. I study this. I talk to millionaires. I study this. I watch, consumed books from billionaires. Guys, this is my study, okay? You guys go study the degrees that you guys study, the people that are arguing with me. You guys go study your useless degrees and, whatever dumb college out there that's just nothing but propaganda, all right? I've been in the stock market for well over probably 7 years now. Since I dropped out of college, the year I graduated. I've been in finance, right? Not for no corporation, not for no funds. No, for myself. Right, guys? So you need to control input and output. You need to set a baseline for yourself. And so, hey, buddy, if you're making 50K a year, spend no more than 40K a year. At least save yourself 10K a year. At least save yourself 10K a year. Right? Right. And then I'll tell you what to do with that 10K in the next couple videos, guys. But set a budget. Stack up your skills. Get side income. And you see, over the course of many, many years, that you'll start what? Because you produce value in the marketplace, you will get paid in the proportion of the value that you produce. I'm telling you guys, I'm being honest. You will. Trust me, you will. Why? Because I have done it so myself. I upgraded my skills, and because I upgraded my skills, I got paid more money, right? At the workplace, but also on my own individual self. And so the goal is to have a baseline. Hey, I'm making 50K a year net, right? I'm only living off 35K a year or 40K a year. I get 15 to 10K a year. Okay? Once you got the baseline, use that access of resources, of money, to further yourself. Guys, because 99% of you guys watching this don't like what you do. You go to a job and you do all this stuff because you got to pay the bills or for your children. Time to wake up. Watch these next couple videos I'm about to release, because I'm going to gamify money for you, but not only gamify, but I'm going to teach you how everybody can be a millionaire. Almost everybody at certain age groups. So guys, just a recap. We talked about what money is. We talked about who controls the money, right? We talked about why you get paid what you do. And we talked about your own personal budget, guys. And I want you to think, guys, I'm giving you little nuggets of information, guys, because I can talk about just about anything that I feel like I'm knowledgeable in, guys. I can talk about this for hours and hours. But we don't got time. And you guys are going to sit here and watch my videos hours for hours. The video is already too long. With that being said, guys, please watch the next videos, guys, because I don't want you to be broke. I don't want you to be a slave. I don't want to be broke. I don't want to be a slave. I want to amass an empire and help as much of my friends and family as I possibly can. I want all my friends and family to be winners. Winners not just in money, but in life in general, guys. But money solves only money problems. I must say that. Guys, money is not your savior. I just gotta let you know that. Money is not your savior. Money only solves money problems. And once you solve them problems, guess what? You're left with your real, actual problems. I just had to say that for some people, because I know I talk about money. It's just something that I'm passionate about. It's something that I like to spend time in because I gamify it. I like it. It's like video games to me, guys. So with that being said, money is not your savior. Money only solves money problems, guys. I love you guys. Check out the next video. Peace.